Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the FrostBytez Gaming Experience, part 32 of the Pokemon Emerald walkthrough, where today we have a relatively short part of an episode. Two reasons for that. The first reason is that after we finish taking on Team Magma in the space station, which is all this part is going to consist on, doing relatively anything else makes the part a little bit too long. We've already had a good number of 20+ minute parts, so I'm okay with having a relatively short part, because the other reason why this part is a little bit shorter, and there might be some shorter parts in the future as well, is because I've actually got family in town at the moment and have been spending as much time with them as I possibly can. So with that, my time to do recording has shortened quite a bit. And so because of that, I don't want to be spending too much time at my computer recording, editing, and doing all this stuff for YouTube when I could be spending it with family. Luckily for me, Legacy of Goku, I've gotten those parts taken care of relatively ahead of time. Same with Stardew Valley. The only one I've been doing a day at a time has been Pokemon Emerald. And so because of that, I didn't really get ahead, because I wasn't expecting family to come until it just suddenly happened, which was, a good thing. But at the same time, I wasn't able to get as prepared for their arrival as far as making sure that I had enough episodes of Pokemon Emerald done ahead of time. I might be able to find some time where I can get a couple more relatively normally length parts done out of the way, test playing and all that stuff. But until that happens, expect probably a couple shorter parts. And again, if I tried to add a little bit more to this one, it would have been roughly about a 25-minute part or so. And I just kind of did not want to go through with that for the time being. I was just like, hey, 11 minutes, good enough. We'll just take it for the time being. It's over 10 minutes. I'm okay with that. And again, the whole entire ordeal centers around going against Team Magma anyways. Trying to add anything else to it kind of takes the focus away a little bit. What I'm looking to try to do within the next part, because at the end of this we get another HM, a very important one, because it's one where I'm incapable of backtracking a little bit again and taking care of a bunch of items that I wasn't capable of getting because I didn't have the HM just yet. And so I figure for the next part, I could probably have a whole entire part based around using this HM to getting a lot of the items that I wasn't able to get before. And I should be able to get all of that done within one part, and hopefully it's only roughly about 15 minutes. It might be another one that hits up to 20, I'm not exactly sure, but I'll do my best to see if I can find some free time for it as well, especially because a particular game is going to be coming out this upcoming weekend, and I'm going to be playing nothing but that for quite some time, so I really need to find room in my schedule to do this, but I'll make sure that I do it. I'm still keeping to my New Year's resolution to myself that I'd go the whole entire year without missing a single day of uploading Monday through Friday. And so far we've been doing pretty good. The only time I've ever missed anything is if my brain just completely forgot it and I had to do it the day after, or if it didn't come out. I try to schedule these to come out around 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, but I do have some days where it gets a little bit conflicted with work, and so it doesn't get uploaded till maybe about 10 o'clock at night instead of 8 o'clock. Sometimes that happens. You don't know. So, question here for everybody. How many people thought that this would be the introduction for a triple battle? I thought it would have actually been a very interesting take where it's like, hey, this far into the game, let's just have one random triple battle. Instead, we go against a whole bunch of them one at a time. Which, I get it in the case of, oh yeah, this is supposed to be a bit of an endurance round. The problem is, there's no hiding anything here. All three of these Magma members only use one Pokemon at a time. I would have taken in more of a bit of an endurance round if it was like, even something as simple as one of the Magma members had one Pokemon, the other one had two, the other one had three. If all of them had two, I would have liked it even more if all of them had three. But all they have is one Pokemon. I believe all of them are level 32, but it doesn't matter, because at this point, even if you're not doing any excessive grinding, all of your Pokemon should be roughly high 30s, low 40s. and they're using level 32 Pokemon against you. And if you really went out of your way to grind, you could be at like all of them low to mid 40s by now. So there's really no challenge with the fact that all 3 members only use 1 level 32 Pokemon. You know, there's nothing to that. Milotic's just taking care of everything by herself. I don't have to really worry about anything else. So a little bit odd. And it would have been, again, it would have been cool if it was actually just a random triple battle. Even if it's the only triple battle in the entire game, that would have been kind of cool. You know, you go against a Zubat, a Baltoy, and a Mightyena in a triple battle, and you just use your top 3 Pokemon. But triple battling, I believe it's Gen 5. I don't think it's not introduced in Gen 4. I don't even have to think about that. I know it's not. It's Gen 5 when that's introduced. So, you know, I get that, but at the same time, I feel like they could have done more for that being a quote-unquote endurance round. But it being all just 1 Pokemon each, whatever. We got our first little look at physical violence. Steven, I guess you could look at it as one of 2 ways. Either Steven gets completely clocked in his face and it knocks him that far back, or hearing about what Team Magma is going to do shocked him so much that he just went flying back like, no way. You gotta be kidding me. So, I don't know. Take that as you wish. But we end up with finishing off the space station in a double battle, going against Tabitha and Maxie, the leader and lieutenant, best friend, I don't know, either way. Not a relatively tough fight. It mostly, again, it kind of depends on your levels. Obviously, we have a level 42 Mightyena, pretty good, right? Thing is, Milotic is still relatively fast, but Mightyena is capable of utilizing the move Scary Face. We do get a lucky little crit there. Luckily for us, we are able to dodge out of Mightyena's Scary Face. He actually misses it. If he doesn't, it is enough for Milotic to suddenly become the slowest Pokemon on the battlefield, and you're dealing with a lot of confusion in this battle. Mightyena's got the swagger. We have a Golbat and a Crobat that use Confuse Ray. You're going to have a lot of issues of consistently just bashing yourself in the face over and over and over again. Not exactly a fun time. It being a double battle as well, it doesn't state, okay, they're about ready to use this. Do you want to change this? No. When it comes to a double battle, it just happens. Okay, you don't get a chance to switch out your Pokemon as well. So incapable of bringing out the Soul Rock to use the Psychic type moves, or in this case, to be able to use Rock Slide finally, get an easy double kill out of it. Even so, I usually just think, let's just keep Milotic. Let's just keep surfing away. You're going to take a hit every now and then. Surprisingly, Crobat decided not to try and use Confuse Ray on my Milotic. I'll go ahead and take it. The less chance I have of my Pokemon hitting themselves right in the face every single time, the better, in my opinion. And they do use the same, you know, you're going to be, each of them has a Mightyena, each of them has the Camerupt. Only difference is one has a Golbat, one has a Crobat, which is actually a really interesting thing, because again, Crobat, you can only get a Crobat from a Golbat if you have maximum friendship with it. One of my favorite things that was done in Gen 2 with your rival is the fact that once your rival figures out, you know, he's consumed with too much hatred and, you know, he needs to care for his Pokemon a little bit more, then the next time you go against him, I believe it's every single Wednesday, you can go against him once before taking on the Elite Four, and he will actually use a Crobat, showing that, hey, he was able to change the way he viewed Pokemon to the point that he had a maximum amount of friendship with his Golbat to it become a Crobat. That's kind of an interesting thing when it comes to Maxie here. Because Maxie is capable of using a Crobat, we do know that Maxie is generally not a bad person. When you go against one of the Magma members in here, they do say a very interesting thing. It reminds me of, what was the name of that in Phoenix Wright? Anyways, the guy that makes all of his announcements before he steals something, did they call him the Phantom Thief? I don't think so, because that's Persona 5. He's, Day Masquerade, I think is what he was called. But he would always make an announcement of when he was going to steal something before he stole it. That was a really funny line that one of the Magma members says when you go against him is, hey, we're not sneaky whatsoever. We told them we were coming, and now we are here. Also, it seems like they don't really, again, Maxie says basically his main goal is just to try to expand the land, whereas Team Aqua wants to expand the sea. It sounds a little bit crazy, and now all of a sudden he's like, all right, you know what, maybe we don't want to do this anymore. But I always found it kind of cool because he uses a Crobat, you know that he's not necessarily a bad person, because if he has maximum amount of friendship, it means he does know how to treat his Pokemon right, and he's just a little bit misguided. You know, it's probably really bad to make a world, I don't know how it is in the Pokemon world, but it's really bad to make a world that is 70% water suddenly become up to, like, I don't know, only 20% water. It's like, okay, cool, now we're all going to dehydrate as humans. And then, you know, Team Aqua, it's like, oh, 70% water is not enough, we need to make it 90% water. And then he watches Waterworld and he's like, oh my god, this movie's god-awful, get me out of here. Apologies to anyone that actually likes Waterworld. I honestly thought that movie was garbage. But then again, last time I saw that movie, I was relatively young, so maybe I should watch it again, and maybe my viewpoints will change on it a bit. I'm not exactly sure. But after taking care of that, we actually are granted the HM move of Dive. We've had Lombre with us this whole entire time, and Lombre is literally our HM bitch because we have it with Strength, Flash, Rock Smash, and now Dive. There is nothing HM-wise that this Lombre cannot do. And yeah, good deal for us because now we are capable of backtracking a bit and utilizing Dive to check out some of the areas that we weren't able to check out before. But with that, we are going to call it a part, ladies and gentlemen. So I do hope you enjoy the rest of your evenings, and we will catch you all in the next part.